Grand Rising, the beautiful collective. It is almost 6:30 here, which will be exactly 40 hours since I started this dry fast. And as I had said, the ultimate goal was 72 hours, 3 days. But I also said I'm going to take it day by day, moment to moment. Um, there was no pressure on myself to do 3 days, so I've definitely passed the precipice of my comfort zone. The longest I had done before was 24 hours, so 40 hours, 16 hours more. That's definitely a success in my book. Grand Rising, everyone. Grand Rising, welcome. I don't expect a ton of people to be coming in at this time. I just wanted to document this moment and just kind of recap the experience for you guys. And this will be my July Juice Fast Day 25 post, my Dry Fast Day 2 post. Instead of writing about it, I'm going to talk about it here. So, yeah, dry fasting is a whole different game. And I felt more prepared for it this time than ever before, for sure. I've only done it twice before, one day dry. And the first time I did it, I was in India. I was eating a lot of cooked food at the time because I just love Indian food. And hey, speaking of India, what up, brother? Dubai. Um, so yeah, I was in India at the time, and I didn't really prepare for it that well. So that one day was pretty rough. Like I just remember by the end of the day I was so like dry in my mouth and just like dehydrated and like could barely sleep that night because I was so thirsty. The second time I did it, I was here. I did it with my sister together, and again that was a little bit easier. I was a little bit more prepared for it by that time. I was eating more fruits and stuff, um, but still that was pretty difficult by the end of the day. Super thirsty, really hard to sleep. So this time what was different, doing 2 days, or almost 2 days, we're 8 hours away from 2 days, so technically, but this time what was different was the first day was actually quite easy for me. um, by the evening of the first day, and even into the morning of the second day, I did not feel dehydrated at all. um, I was really doing a good job of just kind of circulating my own internal waters and keeping my mouth closed and just breathing. The first day I had to go get some work done at the library. I had to go out. I was on the move. So I didn't start the dry fast until 2:30 that day, so I had a coconut. I finished my drinking my coconut at 2:30. That's when I started counting. Um, so that's how I've been counting it. So 2:30 yesterday was the end of the first day. 2:30 today would be the end of the second day, but I'm gonna stop it at 6:30, which will be 40 hours. So anyway, that first day again was pretty easy. I had to do some talking. I had to go out and do some work, but I just kind of still took it easy. Did some flowing with the ropes, rode my ripstick around, listened to some good music, did some breath work, was like watching something, reading, whatever. And then yesterday was definitely a lot more challenging after kind of breaking that 24 hours and coming into new territory. Um, so yesterday I was pretty much silent the entire day. Really did not open my mouth. I probably did around 5 hours of breath work, just varying different techniques, which I'm grateful that I have all these different techniques. Um, and welcome everybody coming in the chat. Grand Rising, Infinite Risings. Thank you for joining in this early. I don't know what time it is where you are, but 6:30 here, a.m. Um, so yeah, just did a lot of breath work. I went for a really long, not really long, like a 2 hour long hike, which was really. I just noticed a lot of things about myself in that time, and just throughout yesterday. Just in general, when you're dry fasting, you just kind of take everything a lot slower, and you're a lot more mindful. It is 4:20 somewhere, yeah. Actually, I don't know if it is 4:20 somewhere. Yeah, it probably is. Probably is, right? It's every time, everywhere. So, mm. um, anyways, I was a lot more mindful with everything. So, like for example, when I was hiking, I was walking very slow. I was really paying attention to how I was walking. Just keeping the Goda stuff in mind that I've been learning. Um, Breathing consciously the entire time I was walking, and just noticing a lot of things that I usually would maybe just walk past more quickly and not see. And I also just ended up going to a completely different place, like just went off my property, just was just like, fuck it. Went down this path, went the other way, and then um, came to this river that I usually see from a different point on my property. So I was at the river on someone else's property, and crossed the river, came to this like cool abandoned like dam looking structure, climbed onto that, and then like climbed on this giant fallen tree so I could like cross the river. And when I was doing that, I saw this really cool like leopard print snake in the water, and it saw me and it like popped its head out, and it was like and I was like, what up? And I kind of moved towards it, and then it like started away into the water. That was really cool to see that. And then ended up just going into the woods, and I found this kind of a smaller little stream that feeds into the bigger river. And it was almost dried out because it hasn't rained here in a few days. And so I was just walking up that stream, and I must have walked up that stream for like an hour or so. But also, again, just very slowly and mindfully, um, walking from like rock to rock, like not getting wet at all. I didn't want to. I was doing a hard dry fast, so I didn't want to touch any water in any form. So even on my feet, like if your skin touches the water, you're still gonna absorb it. So I was just completely no water for the past 40 hours. Um, I saw a lot of really cool mushrooms in the woods. I saw like also like these kind of leopard print mushrooms, which I'd never seen before. Like just hadn't noticed. Um, a lot of frogs, a lot of cool looking plants. Just appreciating all the different trees that I was seeing, um, and really got to a point. I just from since I was a little kid, I really enjoy walking up streams, and just like that process of going like from rock to rock. And so it really just brought me into like a childlike presence where I was not thinking about the fact that I was um, dry fasting. So that's the type of stuff you want to be doing. You want to be occupying your day with all sorts of things that can keep your attention on them, and so that you can really just be in the moment and focus on those things and not be like, oh my god, like I'm hungry, I'm thirsty, and you're not even really hungry when you're dry fasting. Like you're just thirsty at a certain point. You're just like, all right, I just and any sort of liquid, it just seems good. Like just seeing this creek, seeing the pond, like I would not drink this water, but I was like ready to just fucking splash it all over me and jump in it and drink it. You get to that point, like any liquid seems appetizing. And so that makes sense when you think about people who are in an actual survival situation, and it's like they finally found water, and it might not even be clean water, but they're still gonna drink it because they're so thirsty that it just doesn't even fucking matter, and then they get sick and die from it. So it's like you gotta, you know, you gotta be wise about this stuff. Uh, you don't want to drink like stagnant water. Um, anyway, what else did I do? I came home from the hike. I was really hoping that hike was longer than 2 hours. I felt like I was out there for a while. I even stopped because I kind of got tired. I was just feeling like a little tired when I got to the top of this creek. I got to this field, I saw a house, and I was like, all right, now I'm definitely on someone else's like backyard. And so I started to make my way down, and then I found this nice big rock, and I was just laying down on this rock doing some breath work for like 30 minutes. And then that kind of recharged me. Walked back home, saw it had only been 2 hours. I was like, damn, I thought that was like much longer. You know, time goes by much slower. Um, anyway, came back and just kind of got naked in the sun and was just kind of walking around doing some more breathing, doing some more flowing with the ropes. Even that was, I was kind of feeling like tired from that, so I literally just sat down, did like an hour of breath work. Um, breath work. Specifically, only breathing with the nose, specifically parasympathetic breathing. Um, you know, you want to slow it down. You don't want to be having that cortisol release. So, yeah, what else did I do? Oh, in the evening, it started to cool down, sun went down, and I got the urge to play on my djembe, and I also have a happy drum, a little kind of like a mini handpan, and I have a flute. And so I took all three of those things outside. I lit some juniper incense, and I just had that next to me, and I was just sitting on my towel with the drum, and I was just playing on the djembe for probably over 30, 40 minutes, just flowing with that. And that, again, I got to a point during that process where I tapped into how music and rhythm is food. Um, there was just a certain groove that I remember I got into at some point, and the sound that I was making, the way that I was hitting it, and the groove, it was like feeding me. Like I was like so just in the flow. I was again like in that childlike state where I wasn't thinking about uh, the fact that I was thirsty anymore. And yeah, like at this point, I was definitely feeling like really thirsty. Um, so then, played the drum for a while, played the djembe, um, and my goal was like, let me play until this incense goes out. So I did that, and then I took out the happy drum, played on that for a little while, took out the flute, ended up just like walking around the pond, playing the flute, and the moon was out, and I was just like playing for the moon, playing for the fish in the pond, and for the nature, and just it's always like I always get this urge to record myself when I do things like that, and yesterday was just very much like for me and like for nature. It felt like I was just performing for nature. I have a song about that which I'll hopefully release sometime soon that I wrote in India as well. So yeah, did all that, came inside. A friend of mine called me, and so I was not talking all day. I had my mouth closed all day, and my friend called me. We were talking for almost an hour, and then after that conversation, like, and he was also kind of, shout out to my brother, but um, he was worried about me because I told him I was dry fasting. He's like, oh man, like, because people hear that and they think like you're gonna die. Like people still think that you're gonna die after 3 days, and it's like, nah, people go like 20, 30 days. Jesus went 40 days or longer, so it's definitely possible to go more than 3 days. And I know that I could go 3 days, but I'm just what I was saying in the beginning is I definitely already passed my comfort zone. I've already broken that wall, and so it's not really worth it to me at this moment to keep pushing. Like I'll come to that stage when I feel ready for it. Um, so yeah, after that conversation, I actually was I just got the urge to like sweep the entire house. I haven't done that in a while. Like it needed to be swept, and I was like, I need to do something with myself right now, because I was really feeling the thirst at that point after talking to my friend. So, swept the entire house while listening to some talk on YouTube, and then my sister had been out shopping. She came home really late, so I was helping her bring all the groceries and stuff in and waters, and I was just like, oh my god, like everything just you just want everything, you just want the juice of everything at this point, you know. Um, but stayed strong. I was like, I need to at least make it to tomorrow. Like I'm not drinking tonight, as thirsty as I am. Like I was like, I have to go tomorrow. So yeah, at that point I just went to bed. I went into my room, and I had my massage gun. I was just doing some massage on my body, some self massage, self healing, and then I'm reading this book, Dune, great science fiction book, which also is just a I'm like pretty like deep into it now, so it's like just exciting. So I was like reading that for a while, and that was kind of helping me relax. And then I laid down. I did some breath work before bed. I laid down, and I did not sleep the entire night. Like it was just not possible. I just lay there for like 4 hours, just like being thirsty, adjusting positions, trying to just like breathe deep and relax, and I could not sleep for the life of me. And so at a certain point, I get up, and it was 5:20, and I was like, fuck this, I'm gonna drink some water. So I get up, and I'm counting, and I'm like, wait, all right, I need to get to 40 hours. And so I was like, okay, 6:30 is 40 hours. So I was like, let me not just get up and just go straight to the water out of desperation. Let me get up. I went for a walk this morning before the sun was even up. Here the sun comes now. Um, Went for a walk around the property barefoot. Went down to the creek. Did some breath work sitting on a rock. Came back up here. Um, Actually peed, interestingly, still at this point. It's crazy that I'm still peeing at this point. And it was so dark. Like the darkest pee I've ever seen in my life. Um, so that was interesting to see. And then, yeah, here we are. I did some more breath work after I peed. And then started this live, explained all this to you guys, and here we are now. Um, Now, I have a coconut here. And before I drink this coconut, I just want to say thank you to a couple people who inspired me to do this dry fast right now. So first of all, Fasting with Trevor. If you're not following, at Fasting with Trevor on here, great guy. Um, he's done recently. He did two 20-day dry fasts. So again, um, if you look this up on Google, it's like, oh, humans can't survive after 3 days, and it's like, here we got people like Trevor doing that himself and guiding people to that point. So clearly, we are much more powerful and capable than we've been told. So yeah, 20-day dry fast. I'm just super inspired by someone with that type of, you know, I guess willpower. I would say, and strength, mental strength. It's really a mental game. So to be able to push past that and the different, stages of that. Because day two is definitely really hard, as he was saying. So I want to thank Trevor. Actually, just recently I had him as a guest on the Conscious Spirit Work course. So, so yeah. Sorry, I got distracted by the chat. Um, yeah, I had a great conversation with him. And also, he recently led people on a 3-day dry fast through Instagram. So he had these live stream videos on his page, so I was kind of tapping into those every night the past 2 nights, and that just really helped because he was just answering questions for other people who are also doing that. So shout out to the Fasting with Trevor. Um, Also, of course, just want to thank other inspirations to me in this way, like Devon, Black Airbender. He's done 30 days before dry or pranic, and that's just again next level stuff. Like just pushing the limits of what we've been told, pushing the limits of this body. Um, and when you go that deep, it's like you really are just completely starving and destroying your parasites and candida and all the things and imbalances in your body. So, it makes sense that he's at where he's at. Also, of course, Nick Caputo grew up in the garden. Um, I know he's done 15 days dry before. Um, and he's also on the liquid life right now. And he's just someone that I know I can reach out to um, as a friend who kind of, we support each other in that way. So I just want to thank him for being a brother. And I messaged him last night just saying, like, man, like, I think I'm going to break this fast tomorrow. I'm so thirsty. And he said something that I really needed to hear, which was, you know, pretty much to summarize it in my own words, that this should be enjoyable, like, it shouldn't be forced. And so when you get to a point where your mouth is so dry and you just feel dehydrated and it doesn't feel good anymore, then it's time to stop. Then that's a sign, okay, I still have dehydrating elements in my body that need to get out. My kidneys and bladder are still not properly reabsorbing. The fact that I'm peeing proves to me that my body isn't looping the Ouroboros internally fully yet. Because if that was the case, I wouldn't be peeing. That fluid would have been reabsorbed. My body would know to do that. So there's still more training to do there, more recoding to do there, and more cleaning of the vessel out. So, yeah, again, thank you, Nick, for saying that. That just really kind of reassured me that I was like, okay, it's okay to break the fast. There's no pressure on anything. I'm the one always telling people there's no pressure. Um, exactly. Dry fast is not breatharian. Breatharian is the most hydrated state you could ever reside in. I absolutely agree. Dry fasting is a different thing than breatharian. That's where the misconception comes. In the breatharian state, you're so hydrated and your body, that there's no plaque in your body, there's no mucus in your body, like, so that internal water is just constantly, what up, my brother Yogi? That internal water is just constantly looping and you're just in a perpetual state of hydration. You're not fasting at that point because you're feeding off all the other elements. So that's the difference between being in the breatharian state and being in a fasting state. So this fasting that I'm doing is more so to clean the body out, to kill the parasites, and to also just mentally prepare myself for the eventual breatharian state, which I'll add, I'm not in any rush to get into. You can't force that. You can't force yourself into breatharian by fasting. It's a process that needs to happen naturally over time when you're ready for it. So, yeah, so that was not, it's not the purpose of me fasting right now. It's more so I'm just cleaning myself out. Getting used to this type of energy, getting used to cultivating energy in different ways, through the breath work and through, sun gazing and being in the sun and touching the ground. So that's the purpose of that. So all in all, great experience. Again, I could push it longer. I'm not like I'm dying. I don't feel like I'm dying. Like, I'm just really thirsty. Like, that's the only complaint right now. I'm just really freaking thirsty, and I'm just like, it's not really worth it. I'm pretty freaking energized right now. So, I could definitely go through today and get into tomorrow. But I have my class tomorrow morning. I want to make sure I'm prepared for it. I want to make sure I'm on point for it. That's the priority right now. To we got the last 3 classes of conscious spirit work. Um, and for anyone that's followed me more recently, like in this past month, the this is my breathwork course. Conscious Spirit Work is in session right now, and the last day will be on the 31st. But everything is recorded, so at the end of the month, I'm just going to essentially package all of those recordings along with a textbook that I'm writing as I do the course, and then that will be for sale as well. So if you're just tapping in now, you'll be able to purchase the course as a full. And yeah, I'm about to break the fast with this coconut. And yeah, pretty much this entire day is just going to be coconut water. And after maybe about, not the entire day, just the first, say like 6 to 8 hours will be just coconut water and orange and some herbal tea. And then after that point, I will probably have a juice or two for the rest of the day. So, yeah, breaking the fast with a fresh cocoa. We're not drinking the Harmless Harvest crap anymore here. I gotta make a post on that soon because I still see people drinking it, not knowing. But I recently had my bubble burst on that, and yeah, Harvest Harvest is not real coconut water. They dye that shit and they flavor it and sweeten it. So if I'm bursting anyone's bubbles, I'm sorry. They lied to us. You know how it is out here. Capitalism. It's all fucking scam. So yeah, unless it's a fresh coconut, probably not real. There is a brand called Taja, Taja, which is from India, which I heard from Devon is actually legit. And I looked into the company a bit, and I feel the same. So I literally, I was so thirsty last night that I literally was just like fantasizing about drinking coconut water, that I literally just like ordered a case of this coconut water from this guy from India. Late last night I was like, fuck it, I want this coconut water right now. I just ordered it. It's not like it's gonna come for another week or whatever, but I was just like so thirsty it didn't even matter. Just the thought that I ordered it was kind of satisfying. So, oh my god, I'm so grateful you guys are here for this moment. So I want to thank everyone who's inspiring me on this journey, who's supporting me on this journey. I want to thank Mother Nature for holding me in this cosmic womb, supporting me, grounding me. I want to thank the sun for giving me energy, for loving me, and loving all of us, giving us life, giving us prana. I want to thank the coconut tree that grew this coconut and all the people involved in getting this coconut to me, harvesting it, cutting it, making it easier for me to get into it. I want to thank me. I want to thank me for putting in the work. This is not easy work. Most people, I think, cannot even fathom the idea of dry fasting. Interestingly, when I brought it up to my dad that I know people that go for extended dry fasts, and he immediately was like, oh, that's not possible. Like, that's not real. That's dangerous. That's the immediate reaction. Because the fact is, when you're that dehydrated, I love my pops, but, when you're that overweight and dehydrated and kind of not out of not harmonious with the earth, not in balance, you know, you're dehydrated, and it just shows. Your dehydration is showing when you say things like that. Is what I'm trying to say. You know, thinking that it's not possible to do an extended dry fast, thinking that it's not possible to be breatharian. Um, you know, that just kind of shows how dehydrated you are. So, the point is, I'm grateful for all of you, for everybody in my life, in this world, this existence, this universe, multiverse, whatever it is. It is, and so it is. And let's do a little Reiki on this coconut. A little symbol there, another symbol there. Left hand on top, right hand on the bottom. I take 3 breaths. Breathing, healing white light energy into the crown, and exhaling through my hands into this coconut. Om Bolena. Shiva Prasad. Oh my god. Woo! Mm. That was an orgasm in my fucking entire being. Let me tell you. The minute that touched my mouth, oh my god. That's unbelievable. This is for sure like the best like type of water you can't be drinking besides your own water. Like, this is it. Pambolenat. Word. Brother here is asking, I don't know the aim of this live, but could you possibly give some info on your course, please? So, the aim of the live is pinned right here. It says breaking a 40-hour dry fast. So that's what the aim of this live is. Send me a DM, brother, and I will send you all the info on the course. I don't really want to go into that right now. So, yeah, guys. I'm going to enjoy this coconut and enjoy this sunrise, and just wanted to share that whole experience with you guys. If you came in, you're just coming in now, or you came in late, I'm going to post this. Pretty much just talked about my whole experience the past few days and what that was like. So, yeah, check out the saved video if you want to know more about how I spent my time during this dry fast and what it was like, how I'm feeling now. I'm feeling incredible now. I'm so excited to just like be drinking coconuts all day, and yeah, we blessed. Love you guys. Have a beautiful day.